off, I don't care what you people say. Never follow rules, I'm a trendsetter anyway. Okay, I march to the beat of my own drum. They say I need rules in my life, well I got some. That's one, kill the competition. Two, be a loyal dog. Three, and if they snitching on your man, send them to the mall. Four, when you party, go hard till you hit the floor. Five, if you didn't see me do it, what the hell you asking for? Welcome to my world. SINA.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Big Llama Show. I'm the Big Llama. It's the Sunday night live stream. We come to you live every Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, on Twitch at Blkout_AD, and now on X, or formerly known as Twitter. Let me bring out my co-host extraordinaire, Blkout AD. Mr. AD, welcome to the show. How are you this fine evening, sir?
What's going on, Llama?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. I had to switch it up only because I had mentioned to you, we are definitely live on X right now. We're just trying something new because we're definitely going to be posting on Facebook, but going live on X. So Facebook will get a video. We'll get the replay as soon as we're done. I'll be posting our video, but we'll see how this works. We'll see how it goes. We did a great and successful WrestleMania live stream from there, so we're gonna see if we got an audience there. So we're trying it out, trying out new things. So hopefully now I did send out an invite to those people on Facebook who normally would go there to click the link and come here, but we'll see how that works. But you know, gotta try new things, gotta experiment. Birdie almost made me lose it in the beginning here with his comment here. Llama and Gangrel went to middle school together.
I don't know what that means.
So Birdie and I went to a wrestling show, a local Civic Center wrestling show with local guys.
Yep.
And Gangrel is an old Attitude Era wrestler who during the Attitude Era, Gangrel looked like he was 45, 50 years old. And so when we saw him at the show, we're like, dude, this guy's got to be like 70 years old. This guy's old as dirt. We looked him up. I think he was only 55 years old. But he looked old as dirt. And then, of course, Birdie, with his, quick wit, is like, Llama, he's not much older than you. And I said, there's nothing I could have said. I just looked at him like, thanks, Bird. Thanks a lot for that. Because at that point, he was right. He was not much older than me. And this guy looked like extremely old. He couldn't move. He looked horrific.
He was wrestling?
Yeah, he was wrestling. And he did the art of wrestling without wrestling. Like he spent 10 minutes just doing crowd shit. Like
it was just yapping along.
Yeah. And then he wrestled for I think a good 5 minutes and then he was done. But the dude's been doing it for over 30 plus years, so I'm sure his legs and hips are done. But yeah, Birdie almost made me lose it because he was actually very entertaining. Birdie, I think he's got a future in commentating wrestling. There was a row in front of Birdie who stood up and gave him his flowers right after. They said they thanked him for keeping them entertained the entire night. Birdie, the second he gets any attention,
he loves it.
and people start laughing, he keeps going and going and going. He didn't stop for 2 hours plus. Just the jokes, the COD lobby jokes, everything. He pulled out this whole repertoire. I think
he has a new audience.
Yeah, he has a new audience, and I think he might have been Googling jokes. I don't know it to be a fact, but
he's got a ghostwriter, dude.
I don't know, but it was 2.5 plus hours of material he needed, and like he didn't stop. I don't know if he has that much material, but
Yeah, but I was trying. You did.
No, I'm not trying. I'm just saying, like, at some point you run out of material. Like at some point, I mean, either that or we need to get Birdie up on stage at a comedy club. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I've never Googled the joke in my life.
Damn, he said you got the ghostwriters, dog.
So, AD, how was I was gonna say happy 420 to you, but I said, hey, it's probably just Saturday for you, but
you did say that.
and happy day before your drug test, everybody else who lives in a state that's not legalized. This is like the #1 day that most companies will drug tests is the weekend after 420. So hopefully you got your gold seal or whatever it is that you use. How do I know these things?
You tell them how to get out of this thing?
Oh, I don't. Is that how you do it? Did
I
that
don't
say
know.
something?
I live in a good state. I've never had to take a drug test for a job, to be honest. Which doesn't say
Seriously?
much. Yeah.
Even in Florida?
Yeah. I don't think so.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's humorous because in Florida it is legal, but medicinally, right? So you have to have a prescription or whatever for it. But it's such a it's so open now that it seems silly that people get popped for it. But I guess people get popped for it. But companies still test for it. But it's fun. It was a fun experience. People were because I was out and about and people were just high as can be everywhere, on the streets of the city, and it was interesting to watch. So
it's definitely changed because after my Texas experience and getting probation for having weed out there, going back to Florida, I was like way more sketch smoking, obviously, and now moving out here, I kind of live free. And funny enough, going back to Florida, I'm like, oh, it's a little bit more accepted than it was when I left, even just the couple years that I've been out here, because it's like, I don't know, like my sister got her medical card now, and like, Gabe had it at one point. Obviously Bird does what he does, so it's like, oh shit, like starting to open up. Because I'm not gonna lie, man, after the whole Texas thing, living in Colorado and being like able to just go to the store, get it, not really, I never have to worry about it, a freeing feeling.
yeah, it's got to be weird for you to go to a state that's not legal, right? And then again, it's like you can buy a beer anywhere, right? But for me, that's the equivalent, right? And then go to a state where like beer is illegal. It's like, what? Like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
I lived in a dry county in Texas.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, with no alcohol. That was cool.
You had to go like one city over, one county over to drink.
10 minutes. You just drive 10 minutes, go grab a drink, come back.
I think that's crazy how they have dry counties, and I mean, I know they have time. Like, I know they used to say like you couldn't buy alcohol after a certain time, or a certain time in the morning, which kind of makes sense, but kind of doesn't. But I get that. But it's just a weird thing. Birdie's letting everyone know. Make sure in Florida, if you're in Florida, vote yes on 3. I guess that's the state's legalization initiative. It's on the ballot this year. We don't usually talk politics, but Birdie, I'll respect Birdie's position on that. I think he has a vested interest, both financially and spiritually. I had a good time with Birdie, man. I always like hanging out with him, so it was a fun time with him for sure. Meant to tell you too. So if you guys notice on the descriptions on the channel, we got a partnership with StreamYard. StreamYard is providing us with some kickback compensation. If you guys want to stream like us, we use StreamYard as part of our services. If you use the link in our description to use the StreamYard services, they are free for their basic service, but if you upgrade, it helps the channel. So there's a link in our description if you're interested in streaming like the pros, streaming like the Big Llama Show and Blkout AD. Click the link in the description for StreamYard.
Llama's really becoming a guy. I don't even know what I'm trying to say right now.
Listen,
I just
man,
broke out into a freaking ad read.
Exactly. Listen, man, I am hustling and trying to get this money. So in some shape or form, I got to pay bills. I got bills to pay. I got cars to pay. I got dogs to take care of. So click the link, become a StreamYard member.
Has anything happened with the Patreon?
Birdie's a patron, so shout out to Birdie. Big Homie's a patron. Shout out to him. He's a legacy patron. But other than that, no. And I did get a YouTube channel member who is part of the Big Llama Swear Jar, which is the first tier, and he's actually a coworker of mine.
Oh, nice.
Which is nice. Didn't expect that, but I was like, oh, that's pretty nice. That's pretty cool. Somebody I was cool with, as you know, I don't normally share with my coworkers that I do this, behind the scenes. But I just was kind of talking to him about it, and he's like, oh, let me check it out. So I checked it out, and before I knew it, I got a notification. I got a new channel member, and I was like, this guy. So it was pretty nice. So
little by little,
cool.
Llama. Little by little.
Oh yeah. Now there's a ton of content on there, so I am excited. I put the Ready to Rumble reaction with myself and Birdie is on there now. The Princess and the Frog, which I finished recording this week, that's on there. The Longest Yard is on there. I mean, everything I've recorded up to this point is there. Iron Claw, full watch alongs are all there. So I'm excited. There's more stuff coming, and I think everyone's voting for me to watch The Notebook this week.
Dude,
I wanted to watch the other guys, to be honest.
Or
Drive.
Come on, dude. Notebook's going to have you crying.
Yeah, this is 3 weeks in a row. So,
really capitalizing on the cheers, dude.
I'm trying not to. I honestly thought the Iron Claw wasn't going to get me, only because I'm like, oh, it's a wrestling thing. I've done, because when I watched The Wrestler, it didn't get me because I knew what was going to happen. I'm like, oh, I know what happens to the Von Erichs. Nah, I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared. And then The Princess and the Frog just shocked me. I was like, what?
Well, you cried in the
I did, man.
Oh,
I did.
My God.
And I got mad and I yelled at Chat Mom online. I was like, you should have warned me. I sent her a note directly.
What the hell? I don't even know what that movie's about.
I said, well, listen, I didn't know what it was about. I didn't know what it was about either. But but it's very touching and it was very emotional. And I'm like, why am I getting emotional on an animated feature? And yeah, I was tearing up and crying at the end of this movie. Stupid me.
You might not want to watch Notebook, dude.
Oh, I'll be prepared for The Notebook. I've heard it's a tear.
You won't be. You won't be prepared.
No, I'm never prepared to cry. I'm just saying I'll at least have tissues and I'll just know what I'm getting myself into. I'm enjoying Princess and the Frog. I'm dancing to the sounds of jazz. I'm enjoying the movie, and then the Shadow Man comes and just squashes a bug, and I'm like, what? Yeah, I was like, come on, man. This is terrible. This is terrible.
All right, man.
So
I want to talk to you about your experiences this week. I know you like to keep your things a little personal, but I think it's a testament to what you were just talking about, though. Like, putting out content that people can actually support you even further than just a like and a subscribe, but more financially. What happened this? Well, say what you want to say, but like, I don't want to say too much.
Well, okay.
I'll go off of you.
So what I knew when I started this is that being a content creator, it has real world consequences. Like there's something that there's a give and a take, right? As much as I want to be myself and have a double life, right? My regular real world life job. Unfortunately, some of these jobs bleed into the space, right? They look at everything. And so without saying too much, right? I think I felt pretty comfortable about something that was coming up for me that probably would have netted me a pretty good sizable amount of money for the family. And because it was a position that was open to the public and it was kind of a wide open type thing where it has high visibility, I think, again, I went from it almost being handed to me, like, hey man, we're ready, to ghosted, like literally the next day, which was so weird. But I have a feeling, because I Googled checked myself, and I do that all the time every time I do something like this, and I have a feeling that just they figured out, like, look, your stuff is public and this is a public position, and so there's going to be questions, and there's going to be people looking at your content. Not that our content is controversial at all. Like we don't make, we don't make controversial stances. We're not political. We don't.
But if they see something that they don't like, they can, even if it's not bad in our eyes, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, and that's the thing. It's not that it's not that we do anything that's like, oh my God, these guys are horrific human beings. It's that there are things that you might hear, things that we say, the way that we talk, even in reactions, things that I say, I do, and I talk. I would say, if I'm honest with myself, right, and I looked at it from a perspective of a company looking at an individual, if I would say there's some things that he says are pretty questionable. So the issue isn't that I did anything wrong. The issue for me is that this is what I've chosen to do, and so now I have to live with that decision, right? And so that's kind of where I'm fine with it now. Like I was pissed at first, but I'm like, you know what? This is what I've chosen, and this is what I want to do. So like, this is not like, what I did was I like doubled down on all the stuff I was doing. So like after that, I was like, fuck it. I put out more content. I did more edits. I did, like I like threw myself into the stuff that I was doing. And to me, it's unfortunate that happens, but I'm going to have to get past that, because I think you knew this, like when I first started, I was playing it way, way safe.
Oh yeah.
I was so terrified of losing my job and losing anything, because I was like, what if I say this? What if I say? And now I'm like, you know what? It's not that I don't say anything wrong. I am allowed to be myself. I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do. It's now I need to understand, like, it's going to impact future opportunities for public type, jobs or public type things that I might want to be doing. So like, I can't go run for office tomorrow.
No,
fortunately.
I mean, you probably could, but
I probably could.
But I was not. I read your tweet because you did tweet about it, and I was like, to me, I was like, I hope he didn't take it like he needs to slow down on this, because obviously, you got a family, you got actual responsibilities that this just doesn't pay off right now. But I was glad when I texted you, was like, yo, how's it going and stuff, and you were very much so like, nah, I'm doubling down, and that, to me, like I said to you earlier, it was inspiring, man, because it's like, yeah, like, bro, we've been putting in a lot of fucking work, and like, the job opportunity probably would have been dope, but the fact that you feel good about continuing this part just means you got to keep going forward. At least in my eyes, like, you got to keep pushing forward, because you're on the right track for happiness, and maybe, hopefully, taking a chance on creating your own wealth out of this. So
yeah, and no, honestly, I kind of went to your headspace, which is, how you're building your next step of your future, right? With your business and stuff like that. I kind of had a pretty good discussion with the wife, and said, hey, because I was thinking about it, and I said, how do I do my own thing? How do I build my own network of with my skills and the things I want to do? Not YouTube content related necessarily, just to support. In general, I said, how do I just become a consultant and do the things I want to do and be my own person? Because I'm tired of answering to, and I think I tweeted that earlier in the week too. I was like, I don't want to interview anymore. I don't want to dress up and pretend anymore. I just want to be me, do my thing. And I know what I'm doing. But I had a serious discussion, like, how do I, and then, obviously reality sets in, which is, you start a business, you don't make money for the first couple of years, right? And it's like, shit, I don't know that I can afford to do that. But again, I am now in that place where I'm like, I'm done with my old way of thinking. And this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. And I've come to a place where this is it. This is what I'm going to be doing. And it's going to happen for me. And so as long as I keep that mindset, and that's the other thing that was holding me back. And I'm thanking you for bringing this up during the show, which is, I kept thinking that this is a hobby. Yeah, maybe this is just something I'm doing on the side. And until I put my foot forward and said, no, this is what I want to be doing full time. I really, not that I wasn't putting forth the effort, but I really wasn't like fully invested.
There's other steps you can take. Yeah, 100%.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I'm
So I
going through
wasn't-
this. I'm going through it as well. That's why to me it was like dope to again see you double down on it because obviously I'm doing the Pokemon card shit, and that's showing me that aspect of like, damn, I can build like something that's actually not lucrative, but it can make me money while I'm doing everything else. And I keep saying that, but I'm really seeing like I'm building the bricks of it right now. Like I've been selling consistently for the last couple of months, constantly bringing money in. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, well, how do I take it to the next step? Now I just got leveled up to like I can have like 50,000 cards and shit. And like my mindset realistically went to like, bro, I just need to have 50,000 orders because just off of the shipping alone, 199, 50,000 orders, that's almost $100,000. And that money I take back, put it into more cards, more content pieces, because again, I've been slacking on that content side, but I think what I'm building with this will help the content further down the road. But this needs a lot of attention right now. It really does take a lot. I mean, I'm packaging orders like literally every day, but building something on your own is the key. That I'm right. And I've found myself telling everybody this because even though it's a very small sample size and I haven't put everything together yet, I'm like, yeah, like even if I just did this, what I'm doing now, I can make hundreds of dollars every month just with not passive, but like very minimal, packaging a card, send it out, whatever. I'm like, damn.
Right.
So if I take this to another level, I can potentially quit my job because it's not like I have to replace my like anything crazy. I'm not making amazing money where I'm working, but I am making decent money. So it's like once I hit that point, I could just take off and really focus. Like I really do want a store, man. A store that also obviously we have a podcast space in. And again, hearing you double down on is like, yep, I got to keep going too because me and you seem to be on the same track. I mean, we have been for the last couple of years, but it's the more we do this, the longer we do it, the more it becomes like real. And we kind of got to treat it like a part-time job. Like when you were talking about looking at it as a hobby, it's like, oh, this is our second job. Like,
exactly.
and it's got to be like that. Like even, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love gaming with the boys, but to me that it makes me slack on other things. I could be recording videos or editing, or I could be cutting my game time less. But that's where I'm kind of like, yeah, but like if I had to work, I would go work. You know what I mean? And if I treat the content side, the selling the cards as work, it's like mandatory. I got to get this shit done before I even game. You know what I mean?
Right.
And in the long run, it'll pay off.
Yeah, but again, it's that switch for me was like everything is now part of building the brand, building the channel, and I honestly I had a 2-hour stretch, right? Like this was Saturday. Something happened where I was supposed to be doing something, but the plans fell through. The wife is home. She's like, she was tired. She went to do, and it was just me sitting here. And I was like, you know what? I got 2 hours to burn. I recorded like 6 intros, 4 outros, like for different videos. And I have everything lined up for editing to like re-release 4 copyright strike videos to re-release. Like, so I've got for this week lined up 4 videos to release. That again, the re-uploads, they're not like, big time tickets, but it was all like, what am I going to do for the channel this week? I got it. Boom. And so now everything's recorded, everything's done, everything's out. Patreon, you channel members, all that stuff is done. Now I've got my regular reaction stuff that I do weekly. I got my recording on Monday, and I'm ahead. I've got 2 other ones sitting in the hopper. I'm like, okay, this is now how I'm going to operate in a mode where it's okay. If I've got time to burn, I'm going to burn it on this. And trust me, putting out 3 videos this week is going to be amazing because even if they're re-uploads of blocked videos or banned videos, it's still new content for some people, and the algorithm just will pick it up. So
you just gotta always expect nobody to see it, like, or somebody missed it. That's good though. What's up with the? We need to find an editor.
I know. I gotta find it because I could definitely do more more reactions for sure. But
that's like my biggest thing is the editing. I just don't
Yeah.
want to edit. I don't have the passion for it. And I know if I can give my content, same thing with you. You give your content to somebody who's passionate about editing, they can make your content that much better. And they're putting their passion into it. But yeah, we definitely need to find like a full time.
yeah, I got to figure out how I can if I could get an editor, man. See, the thing is, I got to get to a point where the channel will pay for itself.
Yeah.
I can't be losing money, but I got to get to the point where the editor.
Also investing, it's the same thing like with the desk. You know, it'd be like maybe you don't get every video edited, but build relationships, like go on Fiverr, work a couple times with one editor, see what happens, you know, because they are cheap. You know what I mean? Like not cheap, because obviously if you're trying to put out a lot of videos, but budgetable for sure. That's another thing that, again, using the card stuff, I'm like, all right, what money I make, maybe I can buy an editor now because I got card money that's just coming in.
Yeah.
And I need to reinvest it. Obviously, I need to get more cards, but I'm making profit on a lot of this. So it's like, all right, well, maybe I can go edit a card opening video. And, you know, again, keeping it in the same thing, but building a thing. But, yeah, man, like I said, it was a very inspiring thing. And I think we're working towards something beautiful, man, every week, man.
Yeah, no. Thank you, man. Thank you. Again, I'm glad we talked about it because I felt really, really great about it this week, and it's been a great week for me. So I'm excited. Before we go on to any other topic, I did want to mention and shout out a good friend of the show, Bert Cornelius. I just want to say this because this is something that, again, got me inspired also. This dude right here, man, again, I've known him in high school. This dude was just telling jokes in the lunchroom, man. He was the funniest guy in the lunchroom. And we had him on. He's a comedian, right? And we had him on early in our show. Tonight he's actually in a show, right? He's in a show with comedy legend Tommy Davidson, a dude that him and I watched as kids on In Living Color. He worked with Jim Carrey. He was on Ace Ventura. He's in movies that we've watched all throughout. And he's in a show with him tonight. He's on the billboard. He's on the thing. He's on the posters with him. I just got to shout him out because that shit's amazing. Like to me, that's like he's you know, he's been on he's been in the circuit now. He's been in LA doing the comedy clubs in LA, doing some shows out there. He's been on TV doing a couple of things. Like he's in that cusp of just about to break if he can get the right moment. But just want to shout him out, man. His name is Bert Cornelius. If you guys haven't heard of him, aka Mr. Show, he's in Boca tonight doing a show with Tommy Davis. Man, I am very just happy for him, and hopefully he's out here having a great show. Hopefully he's killing him tonight. So, but I just kept thinking about
alumnus.
Yeah. No, and I just kept thinking about it, man. We watched that guy as a kid. Like as kids, him and I talked about this guy, you know, on the TV, on, you know, like we've seen him in movies, and for him to share the same stage with this guy, I'm like, man, like this guy. So it can happen, right? And that guy's worked hard, and he's put in the time. So
just from the time I've known him, I mean, from obviously I met him on the Llama Show, but like from that point on, I've kind of felt, because I'm a fan of comedy. I was like trying to see let's see what happens. And it's like, damn, he's really making things happen. I think he was even on like some show or something. So like, it's dope to see. And again, inspiring. And it just shows you got to keep working, because your break might not be now, but you're preparing yourself for when that happens. Or at least that's the idea, right?
Yeah, for sure. So I just want to take a moment because I had that here. I want to shout him out. I've tried to promo for his stuff as best I can to try to help him, but I mean he doesn't need my help. he's got a team of doing that stuff. But hey, I'm gonna ask him to come back on the show, because I want to ask him all about how it was with.
It's probably gonna be a better conversation, because that was like very early on. That was like like 3 months.
Yeah,
like the first 3 months. For sure.
Yeah, we just started the show. We were fumbling through shit. Like we didn't know a lot about anything, and yeah,
even
I'd love to bring him back on.
Cinna would be dope to bring back too, because again, we're a little bit more seasoned in this.
Oh no, we'd have it ready to go and set up. It'd be way different.
For
No
real.
power outages or anything. All right, so our next topic, I think we want to talk about AI in music and in content. And I when you had mentioned that, I actually thought about, because I got notifications that YouTube is making changes too. So like on my content stuff, they're actually flagging creators who use that content, and they're actually not putting them in the algorithms, or they're making it so that it's automatically flagged that is created with AI. So people are turning that shit off. But anyway, that's on the YouTube side. But I mean, in music and in content in general, it's crazy
It's
how
kind of weird, man.
AI is taking
Scary.
over, man.
It's actually scary, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
because so obviously last week we talked about Drake and Kendrick, the beef, and last week it was very heavily like, oh, there's an AI track. Is it AI? Is it not AI? There was some confirmed AI. Like at this point for us, well, at least for this beef, right? You got like I need it from their sources. Like I need it from the Instagram, the Twitter, their Spotify, like, or I can't trust it. And it was funny because Peter Rosenberg on Hot 97, he was like, in a couple of years we're gonna be like, damn, you remember when the only thing we worried about AI was if the raps were it or real or AI, like that's the only thing we're worried about because it's getting it's scary. But then Drake drops another diss track. Kendrick still hasn't responded, and he used AI Tupac and AI Snoop Dogg to rap verses dissing himself and like also dissing Kendrick, which I was like, damn, now or I'm sure people are already doing this AI shit. And now with
Yep.
this beef, it's even, and this is just music, but with content too. I mean, you see it TikTok, it would be like a story, just AI reading, it's like some random AI made story and somebody with a robot voice reading it and cool images, like it's
Yeah.
getting kind of scary. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, there's a whole network of, I forgot what they're called, but of channels on TikTok, YouTube, that are all AI driven, and they're from master companies that just produce the content via AI. Like they'll put a topic in, they'll have an AI voice, and then somebody puts in, like you said, images, and a AI voice will just read it, and it's an article or of some sort, and that's it. And they get millions of views, and they get the ad revenue from it, and that's money. But there's lots of those creators, and I think that's the crazy part, is like some of it you can tell. Like you go, oh yeah, that's computer, that's all computer.
Yeah.
Some shit you're just like, that's pretty damn good. Like I don't know if it's real or not. Like and that's the scary part, which is, and you know who I saw? I think this was Bill Burr. Bill Burr was watching or reacting to the face AI thing on somebody doing an impression of him, and he's like, well, that's it. That's the end of me. He goes, they got my mannerisms down, and all you got to do is put that fucking AI all over his face, and that's it. I'm done. He goes, there's no more need for me. He goes, I can mail it in. And he's like, he goes, now I don't have to leave my home. I can just do a voiceover. But
It's
yeah,
getting spooky, man. It's getting spooky.
it is crazy, man. But you know what? I use AI all the time though. But
yeah,
it's not.
You're the reason it's getting good.
I
Giving it
am the
practice.
reason. No, I mean I use it all the time, but it's more for to be honest, more for efficiency, but it's not on my content. It's really on my real work stuff. Like to find a quick which I would have Google searched it anyway, like form letters. Like you would Google search like, hey, I need a letter that says XYZ. I would normally have Google searched it, and then I would edit it myself and put it together. But now I just AI that shit. I just put a chat GPT, give me a letter that says this, and the fucking thing is up, and it looks pretty good. I do some massaging to it, but it takes me now 5 minutes versus 25 or 30 minutes. So like, and I think that's the smart way to use it, right? To start, like simple tasks that you normally would, spend time. Like, why do it? Like, why don't you just have that's a smart way to do it. But I think you still have to have the fucking brains to do it, because it does say some dumb shit sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's
But
learning. It's fucking
yeah.
learning. It's getting scary. Because even like when you do the AI clips, like it's not perfect. You still got to clean it up. But yeah, like I said, the way it's influencing this like rap beef, and it makes me kind of annoyed because it's like we've been waiting to see Kendrick and Drake go at it like at this level with the whole world watching, and
Yep.
now there's like the AI allegations like kind of muddies the water. Like what can be real? You know, there's a conspiracy that one of the AI tracks was a real track, and that they played it off as AI because the reception wasn't that well. So it's like it hurts the art. You know, it's kind of like just let it go. You know, if you lose, you
Yeah.
lose.
Well,
But
yeah,
that's just obviously
exactly.
just hip hop. But in terms of everything else, it really made me think about it. I was like, yeah, this is a big moment because you're gonna start seeing just from here on out content getting influenced, and it made me even think about it. I was like, how am I gonna use AI to my advantage? You know, like because obviously that's where the world's going. Got to be kind of up on it, right?
Well, I always thought that people were, well, this is because I watch a lot of content, right? And unfortunately, but I always see that people form the same opinion. And I'm like, how the fuck did everyone form the same opinion and say the same exact word and say the same exact like phrase? And I up not up to this point, but I didn't think it was AI, but now I'm thinking it's either they read the same article, right? And they just all just copy and say, oh, this is just the talking points, or they're using AI to generate their reviews or generate their content, right? Because you can't like it's almost like identical that it's scary, right? Like a movie comes out and then you have the same person say like, or what you have one person say, oh, Rose McGowan's performance was so stiff. Her, you can definitely get in, and then you have 17 fucking movie reviewers say stiff, mailing it in stiff in some shape or form. They fucking weave it in. So like, I'm like, did you guys all fucking copy each other, or did you actually watch the movie, or did you guys, or is it lazy writing? I don't understand. Like that to me was like, you can't all have come up with the same thing. 19 of you guys all in a row. So I'm thinking AI. I'm thinking that they share in their review.
Oh no, llama, llama brother, his internet's going out, folks. He didn't brush his hair. I did not brush my hair. I did not brush my hair. Let's go. While he's fixing his internet, Herc said, "Well, oh, hello, Herc. I haven't formally said hi to you. We've even worked on AI for writing captions and articles for the army. Interesting. I did not brush my hair. The Tangeray himself. Night, Gabe, babe. Gabe did go to sleep early. He has to wake up early. All right, yeah, Bird. You know, you're told the people, yo, the X is going crazy over there. If you're on X, hit the little heart thing. Tap the screen and hit the hearts. Let Llama know you love him. Oh no, I'm by myself now. I'm just streaming by myself. All right. A topic I wanted to get into, and since he's having difficulties, we'll just continue to talk within the chat. But Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney last night was a spectacular fucking fight, man. Spectacular fight. Listen, I know everybody thought Ryan was crazy. I also was like, is he playing us or is he actually going crazy? Because both storylines were kind of cool, especially if he came out and it worked and he got a win. But not only did he win, it was in dominant fashion. It was in dominant fashion. Dropped him 3 times, maybe 5 if you count them. But man, I don't know. I don't know if Devin Haney. I mean, obviously, then he didn't go out. He didn't get knocked out. He kept coming forward. Showed a lot of heart. His training obviously was good because his cardio was still there, even though he was very wobbly legged. But I don't know. I feel like all the antics got into his head because he was getting very emotional. I mean, shoving Ryan when they were on the Empire State Building. Like, yeah, I just enjoyed that everybody was talking about it. Everybody had it felt like everybody was a part of the moment, you know? Wait, what's going on? There he is. Hello? Can you hear me, brother? Oh, you cannot hear me. Llama,
Hey,
what
am I
up, man?
back?
I think so, dude. Took a trip. I was trying to talk to him and shit.
Oh my God, AI got me.
Yeah, he said we were talking about too much AI. That's
I think
exactly what
so.
happened. They were like, "Yeah, you guys are talking too much. Get out of here."
And the machines are like, he
No,
knows the
yeah,
secret.
yeah, yeah. They're saying too much. Get him out.
I was like freaking the fuck out.
I know you were.
What happened? No.
At first, I
was
thought
on
it
a
was me, but
roll.
on I have the stream open. I just saw my face. I was like, "Oh, well, let me talk Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney while he's gone."
Oh man. Oh man. I must have went too far on the AI talk. Sorry, machines.
Don't be sorry. Hell, be careful.
That was bad. Oh man. So apologies, guys. My AI went down.
Yeah, you were talking
Uh,
about the people that run YouTube, dude. No, but
yeah.
to your point, I mean, if the actor or actress is stiff in their performance, then I think it's not hard to get. You're critiquing the movie, and a lot of the same, critiques aren't that different. But if they're literally verbatim saying exactly the same thing, then it could be some AI shit. It could be what is the popular consent, like popular opinion out there. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's also interesting.
Yeah. No, it's again, it could be AI, but again, it could just be they're sharing, hey, I've heard this, and so I'm just gonna use this. Sounds like a good term to use. Um, but yeah. But hey, listen, now we got to divulge it. So as a content creator, if I use any AI tools, I have to put it out, or if it's detected, I don't know how they're going to detect it on the video, but I have to actually note it because YouTube has to actually plaster it and say this is an AI created or generated. Even if
I
it's my
like that though.
script,
I like that though.
I like it too because I don't use any AI in my scripts or anything. I don't do anything, just react. But at the same time, I appreciate knowing that because now I'm like, okay, this guy knows his shit, or this guy's just reading the teleprompter. But
But like you
that's
said,
crazy.
there's still a form of adding to it to play devil's advocate. Like there's still a form of adding to it, and you still have to put. So I'm sure most people will be lazy when they use AI, but if you're good at content creating and you use the AI and kind of utilize the best of both worlds, it could be
Mm-hmm.
useful. But yeah, I
Yep.
mean, for opinion based things, I think you should just say what you feel.
Right. Right. Exactly. Again, I have no problem with people using it if it benefits you, your channel, or how you just be honest about it. That's all. I think that's the best part. Oh man, that was a fun, interesting ride, man. I was freaking out, man.
Right. I'm a professional.
Yeah, I know you are. I know you are. I was like, hey, these
You're in
guys.
good
Like,
you're in good hands, dude.
I know you. I know
All
you.
state.
Uh, um. All right. So we're getting close to the point of ending. So coming up next week, not for me, but just or not next week, but coming out tomorrow is supposedly the Deadpool Wolverine trailer. Another trailer supposed to drop tomorrow. So that should be interesting. I know the Transformers 1 came out, and it came out to some mixed reviews. I thought it was okay. It's a cartoon. What do you want from
Oh
it?
yeah,
I mean, people were freaking out, like, who needs an origin story? I'm like, it's a cartoon, man. It's like, it's not a Michael Bay film.
it did kind of look weird though. Like,
It's a little silly.
yeah, it was like they were like sitting down talking to each other. It's like, I don't want to see Transformers day-to-day life. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I want Megatron and Optimus Prime to hate each other from birth. I don't need them to be best friends.
Best friends and shit. And then they, there's somebody betray somebody, and
The only thing and this just came up because I have it on my list, but I really don't want to talk about it because I haven't seen it. Is that Rebel Moon, that new Zack Snyder film?
People are going crazy hating
Part 2. I listen. I haven't seen the first one. I'm not a Zack Snyder fan. But at the same time, if it looks good, I'll try. I'll check it out. And I think I eventually will check out the films. But man, the reception is getting roasted. But
yeah.
I have no basis in to say I hate it. I'm not that big a fan of Zack Snyder, only because I'm really tired of the whole, well, I could change this or I could edit this. I'm like, no, fuck it. You put out the fucking movie the way it is, it's done. But the Snyder cut, I get that. From the Justice League, too much interference, I get that. That's fine. This one though, I think he has full control. Like, don't say you could put out a better cut or there's more on the cutting room floor. Like, I think you have a lot of control in this one, but
I don't think it works the same. People have been doing that with music for a while. Like, even Kanye, he would like go back and fix some like version of a song and be like, yo, I want this part. It's a little bit better. But for movies, I don't think it hits the same. I think like once you see it, it either hits you and it becomes a favorite or a movie you enjoy watching over and over, or just enjoy it in that moment, or you don't like it at all. Like,
yeah,
if I seen a movie, I'm trying to think of an example, but just a movie I didn't like, Aladdin, let's say, no. But and they're like, oh yeah, we edited Aladdin. After I watched it the first time, I was like, I'm not going back and watching it. I didn't like it the first time. I'm not gonna sit through the edited version, unless like everybody, the streets are like, yo, it's amazing. It changes the whole movie, which also could be great marketing. Let's keep it 100. If somebody puts a movie that like people are like, this is shit, and then put out the real movie, like purposely make a shit version and then put out the real movie, and people are like, no, wait, this movie might actually be crazy. Like, oh, just alone, they changed the whole movie. That would actually go nuts, but you can only really get that off one time. And it has to be a great movie for that to happen. Yeah. Other than that, just keep it the same though.
I like when they when they take a great movie and they give you like deleted scenes or extended cut. I like that. But see, it's already a great movie.
But it also has to add. I don't think you can just add deleted scenes just for the sake. Like, if it makes a great movie longer, dragged out a little bit, it takes the luster away from it. Like, I think it's appropriate for certain scenarios.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I feel that's why you get scenes in trailers that aren't even in the movie sometimes. Yeah, no, that's. I mean, again, once you make the edits and the movie comes out, it's the movie. It's fine. But again, my whole purpose about the Zack Snyder's, what my real question is not necessarily Zack Snyder. It's not a phenomenon, but it's killing me. I will watch almost anything, right, that's on there that like piques my attention, right? But when I go to sit down with my wife to watch something, we get selection paralysis. We fucking watch trailers and flip through 10 different services and we can't find anything to watch. So like we'll sit there for 30 to 40 minutes just like searching. Maybe. Put it on the list. And then 40 minutes goes by and we're like, I don't even want to watch anything anymore.
Do you guys even go on the list?
We have a list. Like, I have my list.
Yeah, but do you utilize it?
She hates my list. She hates my list. And that's what I'm saying. So, but like, do you have that issue? Like when you sit down, like, again, not you by yourself, but you with your significant other. Like, do you have that problem?
No. She watches a lot of, like, she's always watching a series. So she's kind of like, she has her series that she likes, and she's just
Right.
literally watching series all the time. But I kind of, obviously, I'm on the computer most of the time, so I'm like doing my own thing, watching YouTube videos or whatever. But if we watch a show together, it's usually because one of us is like, "Yo, we gotta watch that one." You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like like I've seen Jane the Virgin, but she hasn't, and I was like
Hmm.
rewatching some YouTube videos just talking about it, and I was like, "You would love this show." So then, I'm like, "Yeah, let's watch it." So we watch it together. And now that's the show we're watching. But nah, I don't. I've never like sat there and like, "What are we gonna watch now?" Plus, I think I'm just so up on what's coming out most of the time that I'm like, I'm pretty set on like what I'm gonna watch. I'm like, all right, this comes out in a couple months. I'm watching, BMF right now every Wednesday. That's a for sure thing. So
Yeah. Well, we have our shows. Like we have our shows that we watch religiously, and when they're new, we'll watch them. But like when we're looking for something new, man, it's like pulling fucking teeth. Like Hercules says, there are a few times we get decision fatigue sometimes where we don't even pick anything because nothing seems to stick. Then we would just put it on as background noise. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's I've more and more again. If it's me by myself, I will watch. I can watch anything, and I usually pick it within 5 minutes. But when it's me and somebody else, me and my wife, it's like I don't know. And then again, she hates all of my selections, so that's another. I think it's on purpose, to be honest. I think she's just like, I think she's just like, oh, you like it? I hate it. We're at that stage in the marriage where it's, oh, you like that movie? I fucking hate it. I hate you right now. Don't worry, we get there. Lately, our flavor of movies has been 90s suspense. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to pick a movie. I'm wondering if it's an age thing. That's all. I'm just wondering if it's an age thing. If it's me as an older couple with my wife, or is it truly just a thing?
I think it's just you guys' dynamic.
Okay.
I think so.
We were just. Uh, I mean, because she's got her shows. She watches Bridgerton. She watches the, what's that stupid show about the Grand Canyon or where the fuck it,
Oh,
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. Yeah.
And all
Have
the
you
all the
watched that?
prequels. And no, I have not watched that show. I think I'd like to watch
It's
it.
the
I think,
opposite.
but
She likes it or hate
she likes it. I
it.
hate it. I hate it. No, no. Honestly, I watch what if she says. Hey, let's watch the show. I go. Hey, no problem. I have no problem with like watching her show. Yeah, it's you guys got to find a genre and just go there. It's not easier said than done. Oh, he loves Yellowstone. Yeah, I got to find some. I'm gonna start Vampire Diaries. I'm gonna find. That I've decided. It's
Finally,
gonna.
dude.
It's been on my list. I just haven't had a chance to sit down. But
Are you
I
gonna do it
finally.
for a show?
I might.
You
I might
should.
do that. I might
You
do that
should.
because
No,
I want to.
listen. If you do it for a show, I'll commit to the first season.
Of what? Just
I'll
talking
do.
about it or
I'll
watching
watch
it?
it with you for the first season, every episode. Whenever you want to record, I'll do it, and then you can go off on your own, and I'll come back throughout the series.
You do season recaps with me?
Yeah, I'll do the first season, and then you do the rest by yourself because you
You got
also
you
got
gotta
to
get.
experience it.
Oh, let's see. I want to see Llama fall in love with Damien like the rest of us.
Just like the rest of us. The best.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, Vampire Diaries has been on my list, and I trust in you and what you've told me,
It-
and so it's been on my list.
I've never
So
watched this. I mean, I've watched. Come on, dude. I say this every time, but I've never watched a show, finished it, and then started it over. That was the only show I ever did that with. Think about the commitment. I watched the whole thing and then started it over. Granted, I didn't go through it the second time. I think I got to like the fourth season, but that's where it kind of ends, realistically. But yeah,
all
amazing
right. So
stuff.
we'll see. We'll see if I can set up some time. Um. All right. So we're about at our limits. We're about at our hour. Um. Let's see. So you've got until I guess tonight or until tomorrow night to vote. Okay, to vote for Ryan Gosling movie you want me to watch. Okay, right now I believe The Notebook is winning with 200 plus votes. So go to the go to the YouTube channel, The Big Llama Show, go to community page and vote for your favorite Ryan Gosling film. You have your choice of Drive, The Notebook, or The Other Guys. So, or The Good Guys. I think it's The Good Guys. So you have a choice there. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. That's what Hercules says. All right, don't be heathens. And let's see. And then you got The Princess and the Frog will be coming out this week. And then if you are patrons or members of the channel, you will already have the full-length watch-alongs ready and available for you guys there. And this week you'll have some new re-uploads of blocked and banned videos from YouTube. So those are going up this week on Wednesday and Friday. So be on the lookout for those as well. So very excited to get a lot of content out this week. You got anything happening this week, AD? Before we
No, you promoted enough for the both of us, dude. Get us out of here. Wrap it up.
wrap it up. All right.
Thank you for another great show.
Awesome show, except for the internet outage after
I
AI
thought it was
came
a great
after me.
part, dude. I was talking boxing. It was a great time.
Okay.
Shout out Ryan Garcia, won me some money. It was a beautiful.
Okay,
beautiful
good.
thing.
Good. All right, let me wrap it up. All right, so I want to thank everybody who watched the show tonight live with us. Again, we are on YouTube at The Big Llama Show. We are on Twitch at Blkout_AD. And we are on X, formerly known as Twitter. We are there as well. So thank you guys for watching us live. There will be a replay available on Facebook, and there will be, obviously, all replays are available on YouTube. And we're also on audio in Apple Podcast and Spotify. So guys, check those out if you guys want to watch these again or listen to us later on. So guys, join us next Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here for The Big Llama Show. I am The Big Llama. He is Blkout AD. We'll see you guys next Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out, everybody.
See you.